it's Lizzie from Bees and Bikinis. Thank you so much for dropping in. In this video, you're going to get a full Flowhive review with everything that I've tried and done in the 2020 season with my Flowhives. So you'll see how I set them up, what went wrong, and how everything went together. It is a longer video, but I do feel it gives you more context to what brought me to the Flowhive fail video, which is indeed getting a lot of views and a lot of criticism because there wasn't a lot of context going into that for people watching. So that was my mistake. I didn't really show leading up to that and what went wrong and why it went wrong. So enjoy this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, I regularly beekeep in a bikini. I live in Canada, so I'm not doing that right this moment. And also I'll have some new fun projects going into 2021 in the summer season. So please like and subscribe. Down below there's a new donate button if you would like to support me and the girls. Anyway, enjoy the video. I hope it helps you understand what happened and what went wrong. I'm sorry for posting that other video with no context, but I feel this one will help you. Enjoy.
Yes, I know that 1 and 1 are 2. Ain't no problem that I can't see through. As long as it's just me and you, my crazy little bees.
I'm cracking out the Flowhives that we have. I'll show you that it's a little dark in the other part of the basement here. But we've got the cute little garden tops. Got the bottom. They take regular size frames, but there's only 8 frames. So I'm going to pull that all out and show you. In this first video, I was really anticipating the use of the Flowhive and was really feeling positive about it. I picked up both Flowhives for $150 for both of them used, but the actual flow frames have never been used before, so I was lucky with that. Otherwise, based on this review, I would have never purchased this Flowhive for the price they are originally, which is around $1,200 to $1,500 Canadian. I only tried them because I got them for such a great discount. Extract the honey. And the side here has a viewing window, so you can see the bees at work. And just the one side. So that's pretty cool. So I want to put like a stationary area for this. In this video, I am installing bees or split into my Flowhive, which would be the same process as a regular hive. You can say I'm guilty, but we're ready to install our new queen. So for when you're installing queens, you have to make sure that the hive is queenless for at least 24 hours. This hive has been queenless for probably almost 2 weeks, so I think we're good. We smushed all the queen cells that were in there, and we're ready to put her in. So she comes in a little cage like this with a screen, and there's candy in the bottom, and she'll chew her way out of this, or the workers will inside the hive over the next couple days. So you're going to place the screen down and tilt it slightly, so the wood is up and then the bottom candy part's tilted slightly down, and you're going to put her right in the middle of the brood, right in here. Okay, so she's right dead center. We're gonna put the top inner cover on, then we're gonna put the top on, and we're gonna leave it for a few days and not bug them, and hopefully all is well, and by the time they chew her out of there, they'll think that she's their own. So I feel like one of the mistakes I made was making a split from a hive that was super populated and productive, because with 8 frames in the brood chamber it just wasn't enough to accommodate such a productive and healthy hive.
Measure success. Sometimes more is better than less.
There we go. She's good. We'll check her out in a couple days and let you know if she's accepted or not. To set up the flow frames today. Time. So let me show you. A flow hive comes with one of these, what they called keys. You put it in the end. There's a little cap that goes on top like that. So you pull that out, and before you install it you want to make sure that the hexagons are all lined up. So right now they're lined up. I'll show you what they look like not lined up. So now they are all kind of zigzagged and not lined up. So you want to put your key in the end. I believe it's when this is pushed down, and they should all be beautiful hexagon shapes. I believe. Let's do a close-up of it so it makes sense. So I'm just going to go through and make sure that all of these are in the down position and that they're all hexagons and not split. When you split them, that's when the honey would flow out. So I've checked them all, they're all good to go. Now what you want to make sure is that all your caps are on, all the plugs are in place, and also that the capped end is facing this little piece that comes out at the top, which is the back of the flow hive. So I'm going to put all my caps in and point them back. And you want to make sure this piece is secure. So you'll notice on this side, this is the back latch. This is where you would tap your honey out when it's ready to go. This is to cover all of the little keyholes. So you want to make sure all of this is all secure and safe. And then the side here is your viewing window for when the bees are ready in action, and you can watch them through there. So the next step, I'm going to go through the flow hive itself and add a little lump of beeswax and honey onto each side of the flow frames, and then I'm going to put it on top. So I'm going to do that first. Okay, so I'm just going to take the flow frames out one by one and smear a little wax on the front and back of each flow frame. And I'm just going to take that from the inner cover for now. And this is something I saw on the Flowhive YouTube channel. So there's just a little splot of wax there. Easy peasy. So I'm going to keep doing that to the rest of them. Make sure your keys and stuff are pointed. I've been given a lot of grief about not installing my flow frames properly, but this has come straight from the Flowhive YouTube channel, and I've also watched some videos from Frederick Dunn on how to install new flow frames. Okay, so I'm ready now to put the flow box on top of the hive. The only difference between a Flowhive brood chamber and a regular Langstroth brood chamber is that this is 8 frames only, so it's a bit smaller, which isn't the best for Canada in the winter. So I'm likely going to transfer this hive into a 10 frame Langstroth hive come the fall, so that they're better off for the winter. They can be more snuggly and have more resources. So that's about the only difference. It's just this box with the flow frames that's different. So I'm going to pop that on. I've smeared some wax on both sides of each frame in here of the flow frames. I made sure all the caps were on and the plugs. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. This is the back of the hive, and that's where you collect your honey. And then there is the viewing window. So I'm going to put that on now and close it all up. So that was easy. I hope the rest of the process is easy. I'm just going to show you what my husband's Flowhive box looks like right now, so you can kind of tell what that will look like, but I can't wait to show you. Good little Flowhive. We're looking at the production of my husband's Flowhive. I was very optimistic of the final product. We both did the same thing, introducing our new flow frames, but for some reason my hive, probably because it was a new split, didn't produce any honey with the flow frames. Okay, so my Flowhive has been set up for about, I don't even know, 5 days or so, whatever, since the last day I posted my Flowhive video. So the bees have started working on the Flowhive. All I did was smear a little bit of wax in there, and they're going in there, and it's not as much as my husband's, but it's been like 4 or 5 days. So it's really neat that you can kind of see right into there and see what's going on. Alright, now we're just gonna have a looky-loo at the back. It's kind of like a observatory hive as well back here. Still missing a plug. But yeah, they're in there. I can see them down all the channels. It's looking pretty good. I'll give you a closer look. It's humming. But it wouldn't be ready yet. Going over here. Holy mackerel.
Oh, it's almost dead. They even put honeycomb over it. Whoa. The sides are dead.
He's We're harvesting the Flowhive today. I can tell you all about it now.
They get all the honey already?
Here we go. It was very romantic of me to think that I could just extract honey from a Flowhive in a bikini and not get stung, not get bothered, and just keep tapping the hive like it was a candy shop. but unfortunately it wasn't as seamless as it's advertised as. You have to tip the hive to make sure the honey flows back. Also, I connected all the tubes. It was instructed by Frederick Dunn, who left a comment, to just do one at a time and fill jars up. But instead I brought out one of my pouring pails because we did have to filter the honey again because there was black particles in the honey going into that pail. The wasps came, which was atrocious, and the bees soon after to kind of protect their supply. So the situation worsened as I was behind there. I did have to take the garden top lid off because I couldn't fit the keys in there because it does hang over. So that's why the whole top is off during this segment as well. Because we have such a short season in Canada, which is a month and a half to 2 months for the honey flow, this is really not ideal for a Canadian winter climate, and I would only recommend it for a southern climate because then you could at least try and tap it a few more times or give the bees more time to fill this type of a hive. This entire process of extracting the honey took about a half an hour to 45 minutes as well, so it wasn't quick and easy like advertised either. Now this part we got a lot of criticism for because a lot of people thought we were pulling these flow frames out and doing all of this while we were extracting the honey. This was after the honey pail was closed up. We were done harvesting the honey from the Flowhive. At this point my husband was just fed up. We had spent months fiddling with the Flowhives, trying to get them established, trying to get the production going, doing everything, reading everything, watching YouTube videos, watching everything, and nothing was working. So it was just enough. By that point, we had already done 2 harvests on a regular Langstroth hive with honey supers. So the amount of honey gathered from this just wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it for the hive. I mean, the technology is really cool, but that's about it. At this point, my husband told me to get out of there because the bees were going nuts, obviously. They weren't going nuts because of the extraction process, but they were going nuts because of moving them. I just got attacked. I give this a big fail because of our climate and because it's not as easy as advertised. The technology is really cool, so if you're into that and you live in a southern area where you can extract multiple times and you have like a 4 to 6 month honey flow period, then go for it. It's pretty cool. Do it. But if you live in a northern climate like I do, then please reconsider making such a big purchase for an item that really isn't worth it for honey production or ease of use either. So that's my take on the Flowhive and my review on the Flowhive too. So we've taken off any honey supers, so we're down to 1. That one up there that I'm pointing with my glove is my extra frames for the Flowhive. And Flowhive didn't produce any honey in the Flowhive, so we just took it off, and then I'm going to put that in a 10 frame Langstroth hive probably later today. It's starting to rain again. Sucks. Today to Queen June, who was recently transferred from a Flowhive to a 10 frame Langstroth hive. And now I'm going to add a medium box in there because it's bearding and it's 13 degrees Celsius here in Canada. I want them all to have a place to live. I'll have to feed that hive so they fill up that top box, but otherwise I think that's my best option right now. I use all single brood chambers, and I had to make the Flowhive a deep brood chamber and the medium brood chamber because it was exploding with bees. So I don't really know how they all fit in the 8-frame Flowhive, but now they are expanded and a very strong colony. Look at them bearding at the front. Hopefully that helps with the space for Queen June. I have to put her little labels back on from the Flowhive over here. But I will do that when they're not as cranky. So we'll see if they all make their way back inside. I think they should be okay. Saw a lot of pollen pants. Actually see some pollen pants right now. There's some sweet pollen pants. They should get back in there, hopefully. Thank you so much for watching this in-depth Flowhive review of everything I've done in 2020 with my Flowhive. For next year, I plan to do a double brood chamber, so it'll be 16 frames as opposed to just the 8 frames. I've given away one of my Flowhives to my brother and his wife because I feel like the Flowhive is better suited for people who aren't already into beekeeping and don't have a lot of hives. It's better suited for people who, that way they don't need to buy the processing equipment and the, you know, the extractors and all that stuff. It's just simple, easy, and I feel that that is what the Flowhive is directed towards. The Flowhive I do not recommend for people who have a lot of hives. It is a cool observation hive. For the cost of it, I don't feel it met my expectations as a beekeeper. With about 5 hives, I make about $1,000 just on honey sales, not other products I make, but just on honey sales. So I make about $1,000, so that wouldn't even pay for a Flowhive for in a year. So just to give you some context, it's not really that worth it for the price of it, and the ease of it, I feel it gave me more grief than ease. The point of me trying the Flowhive and giving it a go was I thought, hey, this is going to be easy for me to beekeep in a bikini. I'll likely be able to do it and not feel like not get stung at all, and that certainly is not what happened at all. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe for more fun beekeeping videos with me. My glasses.
Did you get stung?
No, it like went in my eye hole.
Oh no.
It went in my eye hole. Should I just smoke them maybe? They're like a little bit frisky today.